What is up, diecast collectors? This is OBB, diecast news guy, and I don't know about you, but I could probably go for a good roll right now. Hey, well, this diecast might actually get me in the right spirit because we're going to be doing a NASCAR Authentics diecast review of Brad Keselowski's, and you know what I'm about to say. How many times did he win in this race? None. We're going to get on to the details in a second, but this is Brad Keselowski's 2023 King's Hawaiian. I feel like a king looking at this thing. Oh god, now you make me think of BK. Ford Mustang for RFK Racing. As, a lot of the intrusive thoughts are really coming out on this review, so look at all the pretty crowns. Now I really want BK, Jesus, or King's Hawaiian. But this is a car that is on the J-mold, and you guys can see that I don't really see any decal issues. This is probably the best looking PTC mold / J mold diecast I have seen. I mean, my god, this is definitely a special diecast. So, and there's the back. You guys want to see that as I just slammed that right there. Collect them all, find them at your Walmart's, Targets, and wherever else they sell diecasts, just as long as it ain't eBay. But anyways, let's get on to the diecast review and the official unboxing of Brad Keselowski's 2023 King's Hawaiian Ford Mustang. And alrighty, folks, we got this diecast how it's boxed, but wait! Just wait, we got to talk about this sticker real quick because this is something that we are no longer going to get in NASCAR Authentics, continuing from Wave 7 and on. So if anybody does not know, this is a kind of a rare piece to see. We can't have stickers in NASCAR Authentics anymore, so let's just appreciate the awesomeness of this King's Hawaiian sticker, and we can all go home in peace and have a nice decorated fridge full of King's Hawaiian stickers. But anyways, let's get on back to the diecast now, as I'm not gonna show what the hell that was, but free advertising, to say the least. But pretty inappropriate. I did not actually upload this review on Sunday because, heck, Slider Sunday. But I don't know. I guess Sundays are now made for sliders, so I'm gonna have to keep that in mind next time I want to get like a White Castle burger or something, or or a slider burger. But anyways, the King is out of its bag, as there's another bad pun. But this is, a NASCAR Authentics car. And you guys are probably expecting me to complain about the diecast quality, but as you guys can see, I mean, this is the J-mold. It has in the improved tires. And the same thing that happened with the, of course, there's no foil numbers, so of course, you're probably expecting me to complain about that. But there is more like a metallic finish on the 6. I mean, that's the same thing that happened with the Christopher Bell DeWalt car and the Todd Gilliland was it? I almost said Fraser. Good lord. But the freight auctions, or the generators car. Look at me. I'm going through like a midlife crisis right now, remembering all the front row cars. But definitely, this car has been in the front row for many, many times, and I was at one of these races where Keselowski was driving this beautiful looking orange car. Well, let's just say he did a nice little spin me right rounds from a few times, actually, coming on to, I think, the front stretch or the back stretch of the racetrack, because, I mean, this thing is a hot rod. I'm not going to say that right off the bat, but it is in terms of diecast quality. The tires are better. There's no decal issues I see whatsoever, man. This is the first time I've seen a J-mold diecast that just doesn't have that weird outline. I mean, everything looks pretty cool. I mean, the headlights, you can see they're a little lower, but this is a really good improved product, man. I mean, heck, and of course you can see the car is painted orange, which is the thing I had a problem with the NASCAR Authentics cars before. They weren't painted them the right color. This would have easily been a black car because of the color of the spoiler. That's where you determine it. But with this J-mold, and it feels like, I know I'm wearing gloves, but it feels like it has like that matte finish, like chalkboard finish, you know what I mean? So it kind of gives this car a cool texture. And believe it or not, this car has actually been kind of a bitch to find in my area. But the only thing I probably got to complain about is that how flat looking that B-pillar looks like. And the interior detail definitely is pretty cheap. I mean, Dollar Tree quality right there, but But Slider Sunday, and we'll play a little game. Let's see how many times you can actually spot the crown on this. If not, then I don't know. I mean, that's just, I don't know, just the game I want to play, because heck, that's just how we roll in these diecast reviews, I could read every sponsor, but my logic is, hey, if you guys can see this in this pretty decent quality, I'll say the least, of a camera, then that is, then mission is accomplished. But another thing I got to be accomplished about this diecast is one thing I will say about the J-mold printing, I like that they added this little detail where the exhaust ports and the vents are. That's something we don't really get on the EL cars. Sure, this does not have the colored rims, but God, I'm so glad they fixed that, man. And if you actually think about it, man, these cars do ride pretty low, so this is actually almost the correct ride height when it comes to these J-mold diecasts. Of course, the only thing some of them don't really sit too well, so that right there looks like he's got like a broken tie rod or something broken, man. But But anyways, let's get on to now to this side-by-side comparison of the Kings of Hawaiian car from, well, ironically, from what was it, last year's waves, if I'm not mistaken. It was released in a pretty cool wave that you can also get at Cracker Barrel. I think it was like wave 2 or 3, if I'm not mistaken. Look at me, NASCAR Authentics has scrambled my brain because I can't even freaking remember even the good waves that came out, and luckily you can get this in those waves. But this is available also in the Gold Series, but good luck. But that full number, yeah, that's the main selling point right there. But a much more simpler paint scheme. I mean, we don't have a lot of blue going on because, heck, one's promoting the pretzel buns, and the other one's promoting, well, their buns. So, yeah, but I don't know. All I can say is if you guys have never had a Kings of Hawaiian roll, you probably need to do yourself a favor and go out and get some. Heck, I like me some bread, and first of all, I don't even know that's a word right now. I like me some bread. What does it sound like? It sounds like I have too much bread in my mouth. Good Lord, but their slider rolls are pretty dope. I gotta admit, to have that for a nice little daily lunch sandwich or something like that. I mean, those rolls, they know how to hit the spot. So about time they actually sponsor a NASCAR. You're probably also wondering, yeah, this is the one with the big ass paint chips. So someone took a chunk out of that beauty. But luckily, that's pretty sad that the Gold Series has a paint chip and the PTC Mo car doesn't. But that just shows you the quality. But you see what I mean about the ride height? I mean, look, it's more closer to the wells compared to here. I've noticed some people don't really like that, but we're so used to the EL cars, so I think that's why we don't complain about it. But heck, I'm a guy that likes to nitpick about diecast, so of course I just like to point that stuff out, obviously. But yeah, I mean, pretty much all I can say is the $1 million question of the day before we wrap up this diecast review is, first of all, get both of these. I mean, because these are really cool paint schemes, and this paint scheme is returning again for 2024 on the Dark Horse mold. Will Brad Keselowski win a race? He's been close, but I got a feeling he's probably not going to win at Daytona or Talladega or Atlanta like everyone is thinking he is. I mean, he finished second in this 6 car twice last year. I feel like if Keselowski's going to get back in victory lane, he should I think he's going to probably either win in a short track or intermediate. I mean, that's how Keselowski was in his Penske days. So I think we're going to see that soon. We saw glimpses of it with him and Buescher. Keselowski, I don't know when that time's going to come, but once they figure out the Ford Dark Horse, then we're going to see Keselowski back up front and hopefully end that race win streak, win the streak, because heck, it's so weird seeing a name like Keselowski not win several years now. But heck, that's all the beauty of the droughts, man. But feel free to comment below what you guys have to say about this diecast. Says, I don't know. I mean, are we all fit for a king to get this diecast? But for real, man, definitely recommend picking this up in the Gold Series or in NASCAR Authentics. Definitely a solid car in terms of the diecast quality, but not bad for $5. Not bad at all. But anyways, that's going to wrap up the diecast review of this rockin' diecast of the Kings of Hawaiian Ford Mustang, driven by the one and only Brad Keselowski, your 2012 Cup Series Championship. Comment, subscribe. This has been OBB, the diecast news guy, and I guess you could say I'm going to slide my way out of here.